Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Few more to be joined. Okay, we see one more minute and see. Okay, we'll start then. So, how are you all? Hope you all are doing good. And we couldn't make it on last Friday. Yeah, last Friday. You all had some sessions, ne? It had gone through 8:30, kind of that.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, so then last moment we decided like can't only when it comes to the 8:30, so can't. Ne? Right. Hope everyone is doing good with these situations and all. Okay. Any questions so far? So we talked about related to the brain. I think we have completed the forebrain, I guess, with the parts and all. Any questions so far? Yes, anything to be clarified?
Ma'am, I have a question related to Piaget's theory.
Uh-huh.
In that, what is centration? Is it similar to egocentrism or is it a different thing?
Uh, it's kind of that, like where the concentration in a sense, like we really can't say it is egocentrism, but the thing is like, I mean, the person like to be centered. That means like when the attention is given to that particular person among the other people. So it is mainly come across with the sensory motor stage, and through the sensory motor stage and pre-operational stage. So with the egocentrism, so egocentrism in a sense, the child builds up the thoughts towards himself, like I can do this, and this those things are mine, kind of that. So those are the thoughts that the child come across with. But in the centrism, in a sense, like even with the behavioral wise, child always try to be the centered. Now, for say an example, if there is a um, assuming that there is a 3-year-old or 3.5, 4-year-old child at home, and he is the youngest, and so then he uses to spend half of his time with the parents and the elder siblings and all. So I mean, within the family, all the attention goes to that person, that particular child. So so one day the mother's one of her mother's friends came, and she the behavior of the child is very very nervous. I mean, like he is so excited, going up and down and making all the noises and bringing all the toys front of the people and try to play and all. So it was not like that usually. So what that means centrism, that means like the child tries to gain the attention and do all sort of behaviors to get the attention and be centered. So that is the related with behavior.
So, ma'am, they have asked like, what is a fundamental deficiency of pre-operational thinking? So, is it centration or egocentrism?
Pre-operation and no egocentrism. They
Okay.
have asked means
Like, I just did some questions. In that question, it is asked.
right. Egocentrism. Okay,
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
right. Yes, any questions? I gave the quiz. I hope you all received it, right? Second quiz I gave. Didn't you all receive that? I didn't get any answers.
Yes, ma'am, received.
Okay. Right. Okay, so with related to the previous note, so how many lobes are there?
4 lobes.
4 lobes. Okay, so what are they?
The frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe,
Hmm.
and frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal.
Okay, temporal lobes, right. I mean, which lobe has main function of vision?
Occipital lobe.
Occipital lobe. Which lobe function related with auditory factors?
Temporal lobe.
Okay. What are the organs which related with memory?
Frontal lobe. Organ.
Cerebral.
Yeah, I mean which part? Yes.
The frontal one.
Cerebrum.
Oh,
Temporal
cerebrum.
lobe.
I mean the cerebrum.
That
That means cerebrum is a bigger area in the. That is the biggest area in the brain. So cerebrum has divided into 4 parts according to these lobes. Yes, in the frontal lobe.
Ma'am, this each hemisphere has 4 lobes, right?
It doesn't mean like that. Not each hemisphere. I mean, in the brain, we have 2 hemispheres, right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. I mean, now when it comes with, I mean, the half එකක් ගත්තහම, so in the right hemisphere, there is a frontal lobe එකේ කෑල්ලක් තියෙනවා, parietal එකේ කෑල්ලක් තියෙනවා, occipital එකේ කෑල්ලක් තියෙනවා, temporal එකේ කෑල්ලක් තියෙනවා. And the left hemisphere also having the part of frontal lobe, part of parietal lobe, part of occipital and the temporal lobe. Right now, when it comes with the frontal lobe, right side of the frontal lobe in the right hemisphere, left side of the frontal lobe in the left hemisphere.
Okay.
Ma'am, can we say these 4 lobes are 4 parts of the cerebrum? Okay.
Cerebrum.
Yeah.
I mean, the cerebrum is the place it's divided into 4 lobes.
Okay. 4 parts of 2 cerebral hemispheres. Likewise, only we can say, right?
Yeah, simply you can say like the brain has 2 hemispheres. So there is no linked with hemisphere and the cerebrum, whatever. So when it takes the brain has 2 hemispheres. So the cerebrum is divided into the cerebrum has, when it comes with the hemispheres කියලා කියන්නේ parts කියන එකයි. So 2 parts are there because there is a nerve bundle in between the brain. Central nervous system එකට අදාළ වෙන nerve bundle එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා තමයි අර මොලේ දෙකට බෙදලා වගේ අපිට පේන්නේ. So ඒකට තමයි අර අපි කියන්නේ hemispheres කියලා. Hemispheres in a sense parts. So the mainly like when it comes with the organ, there is no organ called hemisphere. So when it comes with the organ, cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. So the cerebrum has these 4 lobes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
It is
now
like subparts, no ma'am? Like
Pardon?
those lobes are like subparts in the cerebrum.
Yeah, the cerebrum has දෙක ලොකු area එකක් නේ. ඒ නිසා 4කට බෙදලා තියෙනවා.
ma'am, for writing and all, the responsible hemisphere is the left hemisphere.
Writing in a sense for
Like, yeah, right.
Kinesthetic activities,
Yeah.
kind of that.
Kinesthetic activities, left hemisphere, yes.
So then, what about the left-handers and all?
Left-handers
So the
are
left-handers, I mean, whatever the one is, once it comes with the body from the right hemisphere, right side of the body, right part of the body is controlled by the left hemisphere. Left part of the body is controlled by the right hemisphere. Cross sectional විදිහට තමයි යන්නේ. එතකොට left handers ලගේ එක control වෙන්නේ right hemisphere එකෙන්, right side of the brain.
right hemisphere is for like creative ideas normally.
Yes, creative ideas, language.
And left hemisphere is for logical thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Right. I mean, for you up to your level, just remember the 4 parts. I mean, the 4 parts, when I give the questions also, I'll be concerned on the 4 parts, and just, I mean, the main 3 areas of the brain here, for my forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain, and the organs. Just remember all the organs and all. Like in detail, we are not going to ask the questions from you all, since you all are in the diploma levels, but they may care non parts mataka tiyagan.
What about functions and all?
Functions, like I'll mention, then my memory functions when kata karan mang kata karpu highlight karana function tika, just highlight them and see. So the memory that now I mentioned, the cross sectional theory can from the left hemisphere, it's been controlled. The right side of the body, it's been controlled from the left hemisphere. So left side of the body is being controlled by the right hemisphere, and the visual, auditory kohenda, visual kohenda, memory, language, ඔය ටික ටිකක් ඔළුවේ තියාගන්න. Right. So then we'll go to the midbrain. So the midbrain, the picture is given. So in the midbrain, in a sense, like it is in the middle of the brain, in a sense, like even if you go for that frontal lobe, picture like you can say it is just under the pain නතු පොඩක් ඇතුලේ වගේනේ තියෙන්නේ. අර එළියට පොඩක් දුඹුරු පාට කෑල්ලක් වගේ පේන්නේ. So the brownish one, so that is the half part of the midbrain. So midbrain is that with the brain stem, right? So in the midbrain, it's below the cerebral cortex. Cerebral cortex කියලා කියන්නේ the cerebrum එකේම තියෙන මේ cords එකතු වෙලා හැදෙන එකට තමයි කියන්නේ cerebral cortex කියලා. So it's below the cerebrum. Cerebrum එක ගත්තාම ඒකේ යට තමයි තියෙන්නේ. And above the hindbrain. So the hindbrain is just hindbrain, all we can't see. Now even in the frontal lobe, or lobes හතර තියෙන brain එකේ ගත්තාමත් we can't see the hindbrain. Hindbrain is totally inside. No one can see in the hindbrain, right? So in the midbrain, so this is a very important part, because you can all see like there is a පොඩි tail එකක් වගේ යටට තියෙන medulla කියලා දාලා. Yeah. So that means like okay, wait. So that medulla part is going connected with the hindbrain, right? So that means it's connected. Midbrain and hindbrain is interconnected. So in here, mostly like what do they do is body balancers. The midbrain can be body movements, body balancers tama. So in here, like the And also it is a control part, like a station එකක් වගේ main hub එකක් තියෙනවා for our vision and the auditory, for the visual and auditory system. So that is the important point. Visual and auditory system is mainly controlled by them frontal lobe එකෙන් occipital lobe එකෙන් සහ temporal lobe එකෙන් collect කරගන්න informations, whatever the collected informations is going located and mainly functioning midbrain. So the midbrain also one of the important part, and the other main point is the body movement. So remember that body movement and the main function of auditory and visual functioning. So just you can highlight and just remember that part. And also like the emotionals. It's related with emotionals. ඕක තමයි three main function එක midbrain එකෙන් වෙන. So when the people have some problems with midbrain, so then these people are going through, I mean, they ended up with Parkinson disorder. Parkinson disorder in a sense, I don't know whether you all have seen it, අර හරිම shivering. නිකන් කියන අපි ඒකට සමහර අය කියන ස්නායු රෝගයක් කියලා. It's also, I mean, ස්නායු රෝගයක් තමයි, it's a neuron disease එකක්. So then like, I mean, some people, their hands or legs, I mean, shaking it without, I mean, unconsciously it shakes. ගැහෙනවා, වෙවුලනවා. So they find difficult to hold the things, and those who are going through with severe Parkinson's, so they can't walk and run and doing all sort of cross motor activities because they'll shake their bodies rapidly, and then, I mean, they will fall down. So it is a neuron disorder. So the reason for that is in the midbrain, so there are some damages in the neurons of the midbrain. Then only the body balances is being imbalanced, and our body is find difficult to balance ourselves. Balance උනහමනේ, සමබර උනහමනේ අපිට හොඳට කෙලින් steadily හිට ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. So then, I mean, we find difficult to balance the body movement. And this is connected to the eardrum or ear system also, right? So, I mean, when the eardrum is damaged, so people find difficult to make ourselves balance. සමහරවිට කනට එහෙම ගහපුවම කනට හොඳ පාරක් එහෙම වැදුනහම කෙලින් හිටගෙන ඉන්න බෑනේ. සමහර කැරකිලා නිකන් අර imbalance වෙනවා. So I mean, like, මෙතනදී midbrain එකට it's connected, right? So those are the important points, just remember. And if there are some issues happened in the midbrain, whatever, I mean, the Parkinson's is one of the result of these issues, right? And also midbrain is the smallest region, smallest part of the brain. Brain එක ගත්තහම brain එකේ තියෙන පොඩිම කොටස. So the smallest part is the brain. And there are some organs, smallest part එකක් වුණාට most of the important organs are related with midbrain. So one is the limbic system. So limbic system is very, very important. You all have to remember that, because limbic system is often called as the emotional brain, right? So emotional brain in a sense, right? Emotional brain in a sense, like all our emotions is being controlled by the limbic system. So the people who have who have problems with limbic system or neuron damages in the limbic system, they have emotional problems. I mean, emotional problems, and sometimes they are having anger management issues, and sometimes they are having like emotional balances. I mean, where to laugh and where to smile, where to be happy, where to be sad, kind of that. And sometimes, like, even at the sad moments, they don't know how to I mean, the feelings of it is sometimes like they don't know. Is it kind of very confusing? not that they feel it's something kind of that, but like they don't know how to balance or the manage the emotions and the feelings what they feel. And sometimes as more, not sometimes, the Asperger's children or patients, Asperger's patients, they have real problem with limbic system. ඒගොල්ලන්ට දැන් සමහර පොඩ්ඩක් දුක හිතුනහම sometimes they used to howl and all. Once I worked with Asperger's child, පොඩි ඉතින් අවුරුදු මම හිතන්නේ එතකොට 10ක් විතර වගේ. හැබැයි දැන් අවුරුදු 10ක ළමයෙකුට පැන්සලක් නැති වුණාම like I mean the pencil was misplaced. So yes, like now if the child is in nursery grade 4-5 and the pencil is really nice and if she really likes the pencil, and also if the mother, like if the child was taught to bring the pencil at home, you are not supposed to misplace it, kind of that. So the feeling is sad, I misplaced my pencil, and also fear, I lost my pencil and I'm not supposed to go home without my own things. So that fear and sad, both the emotions are there, and so then the child might feel helpless and also kind of, oh my god, what would happen next කියන එකත් එක්ක සමහරවිට the child might cry. So obviously it happens and it is kind of acceptable because the child is very small and like child is very clueless what to do next කියන එක. But when it comes to grade 5 boy, 5 or yes 5 or 6, not more than that. So then I mean, it's not a big thing because if the pencil is misplaced, so the child at the normal, if the child is normal, so then he or she has some kind of an idea. Okay, I will look for it. I will find it. If it is not there, I'll go and tell to teacher. ළමයෙක් දැන් මෙතන කොහේවත් නැත්නම් ඒක ළමයෙක් වැරදිලා අරගෙන so then they before go to the teacher, either they ask from the friends or sometimes they check it, please check your pencil case and see whether you have taken it mistakenly කියන එක teacher ළඟටම යන්නෙත් නැහැ. But crying කියන එක, I mean we don't do that නේ. I might be if it is a gift or something, I might be sad. අනේ අයියෝ I lost it නේ, I want to find it එහෙම කියලා. අඳුළු පෙර පෙර අඬන්නේ නැහනේ. But I remember like once he misplaced the pencil and he used to howling and crying. Then then it's okay, we'll find out what he couldn't stop crying. So that means emotional imbalance. So definitely he has the problems with limbic system. So since Asperger's කියන්නේ එක. Asperger's බබාලට සමහරලාට මේ චූටි දෙයකට සමහරට ඇඟිල්ල එහෙම වැදුනහම චුට්ටක් වැදුනා කිව්වොත් සමහරට තරහ යනවා. ලොකු අයටත් එහෙමයි. Asperger's තියෙන අය like සමහරවිට we was wondering like I mean like what we did for that person to be get anger like that. එච්චරටම තරහ යන මොනවාද අපි කරේ කියන එක because like they can't control it. And sometimes they also like okay why did I cry එච්චර ඇඬුවත් කියන්න තේරෙන්නෙත් නැහැ. Why you cry like that? Sometimes they are very clueless to explain it either. Right?
It's abnormal behavior like that, right?
Of course, yes. So the Asperger's condition, it's not normal. Asperger's condition is not normal, but it is not very, very severe. I mean, there are Asperger's in our day-to-day, I mean, people are there, we can meet, but severe, clinically, I mean, they have to go for the clinics and all, getting all sort of medications and kind of therapies kind of, but in සමහරලාට පොඩි Asperger කියන්නේ චූටක් විතර තියෙන අය තියෙනවා I think. I mean, if it is not harmful, then අපි clinic එකකට යන්නේ if it is harmful for myself and for the others නේ. ඔය අපි හැමෝටම තියෙනවා ඉතින් පොඩි issues තියෙනවා I think, but we are dealing with our other things and going on. ඒක ලොකුවට issue එකක් වෙලා නැහැ. හැබැයි ඉතින් ලොකු තත්ත්වයකට ආවොත් definitely yes we have to go for a medication and therapies kind of that. It's not normal, of course, yes.
Can it be cured totally?
Asperger's clinical cured in a sense like we can control it. So I mean limbic system එක දැන් මොනවද තියෙන්නේ, how those all sort of things organs are being function වෙන්නේ නැහැනේ, මොනවා වලින්ද function වෙන්නේ? Yes. The organ එකක් තිබුණාට ඕවා වැඩ කරන්නේ මොනවා වලින්ද? මැෂින් එකකට තෙල් දාන්න ඕනේ, කරන්ට් එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ වගේ. දැන් what නිකන් මැෂින්. කොහොමද වැඩ කරන්නේ? How are they going to work out? Yes. What are the external output? මොනවද දෙන්න ඕනේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට වැඩ කරන්න? Yes. What is the source here? The source is the blood. So they need to definitely have blood. Blood stream එකේ තමයි ඔය ඔක්කොම තියෙන්නේ. Blood එක තමයි main අර මේ what is it called දැන් අර letter එකක් දැන් මම මෙහි ඉඳලා I post a letter from Anuradhapura to Colombo. එතකොට letter එක Colombo ගෙදරට ගෙනත් දෙන්නේ through the postal department. කියන්නේ postman තමයි finally අපිට ගෙනත් දෙන්නේ. So postman කියන එක තමයි messenger. එයා තමයි message එක ගෙනත් දෙන්නේ. ඒත් ඒ වගේ ඒක මේ මොනවාද අරගෙන යන්නේ the carry who carries the things and all is blood. Transport medias. Transport media is the blood. Blood is the transport media. So blood එක transport media එකක් වෙන්න මොනවද blood එක transport කරන්නේ? I mean what we really need to have to give the energy. Yes.
Oxygen.
Oxygen is definitely yes. Oxygen is kind of then අපිට transport media එකක් වුණත් like it has to be very accuracy නේද? හොඳට energy එකක් වෙන්න පෙර අද දාන letter එක ලැබෙන මාස දෙකකින් අතර වගේ එනවා නම් it's not accuracy, it's not energetic media. ආවත් වැඩක් නෑ වගේ. But when the works to be done very quickly, so then it gives a very kind of energy for the organs. And the other one is, I mean, we need to have everything is done, even though there is a transport media, the organs are being worked out according to the hormones and neurotransmitters. ඔය hormones and neurotransmitters කියන විදිහට තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. It's kind of a robot කෙනෙක් මේ machine එකකට අනුව වැඩ කරනවා වගේ. So, I mean, to work out the robot, there has to have a software. Software එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ software එකෙන් කියන ඒවා තමයි robot කරන්නේ. ඒ වගේම අපේ endocrine system එකෙන්, I mean the hormones තියෙන endocrine system එකේ. So the endocrine system එකෙන් කියන විදිහට තමයි මොළයට වැඩ කරන්නේ. එතකොට දැන් limbic system එක අවුල් වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ there are some shortcomings in the limbic system in a sense. Of course the hormones, there are hormones which related with emotions. දැන් sad කියන එක control වෙන hormone එකක් තියෙනවා. Happy emotions control වෙන hormone එකක්. ඕවා හරියට වැඩ කරේ නැත්නම් limbic system එක වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. Main thing is the hormone. The hormone control කරන තැන තමයි brain එකේ තියෙන pituitary gland එක. Right? So pituitary gland is the main person who tells all of these other gland to release the organ, release the hormone. ඒවා hormone release කරාම hormone goes to the blood. So blood is a media which goes all around the body, also for the heart. Sorry, also for the brain. The brain එක ගිහිලා ඒ අනුව තමයි organs වල function එක වෙන්නේ. එතකොට we need to have the, if there is imbalance in the hormone, if there is some problem with the hormone, we need to have medication to control it. ඒ නිසා තමයි අපි කියන්නේ අපේ some kind of psychological issues, මොනම හරි psychological issue එකක් තියෙනවා නම් we have to go to the psychiatric. I mean psychiatric is the person who can give the medication for brain issues. तुमे psychiatric psychology කියලා කොහොම brain එක abnormal පිස්සු එහෙම එකක් නෙමෙයි, because psychiatric or the psychiatric clinical psychologist, other psychologists, they are the people who study and giving the medicine and giving the treatments related to the brain. That's what we do say for behavioral changes. Anit sicknesses නෙවෙයි, physiological sicknesses නෙවෙයි, for the behavioral changes which is related with thoughts and all. So then that's also need to have the medication. Develop medication then on because there are chemical imbalance එකක් වෙන්නේ. So we have to balance the chemical. Right? Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
I can hear some background noises. I don't know whose. Yes. Right. So the right. So that is the limbic system, and the other part is the thalamus. So thalamus is it is also organ which works for the sensory informations from other parts of the brain. So thalamus also related with sensory informations. Just remember like that. And the hypothalamus is regulated various functions of the pituitary gland. So I talked about the endocrine system. So I mean the endocrine system's major gland is the pituitary gland. So the pituitary gland is linked with the hypothalamus. Right? Pituitary gland එක control වෙන්නේ මේ hypothalamus එකෙන් තමයි. And also it can hypothalamus is function with body temperature, sleep and appetite. So if there are problem with hypothalamus, so we find difficult with sleep. We are getting sleep problems. And also like our body temperature. Then සමහර ගොඩක් වෙලාවට special needs බබාලාගේ body temperature එක හරි වැඩි. Sometimes we used to misunderstand that they are having fever. Of course, they don't have fever. Fever එක නෙමෙයි එතන තියෙන්නේ. Their body temperature. The body temperature is very high. So that means obviously the special needs කියලා කියන්නේ brain damages තියෙනවානේ ගොල්ලන්ගේ neurons damages තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා තමයි so ඒ කියන්නේ body temperature එක වැඩි කියලා කියන්නේ I means they are having some problems with hypothalamus. Right? And also I mean for the appetite, so මේකත් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට when it comes with psychological issues like severe psychological issues such as depression වුණාම සමහරවිට කන්න බෑ. සමහර අය වැඩිපුරත් එක කනවා. ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට mainly they are losing with their appetite. කන්න බැරි වෙන එක symptom එකක්. But when it comes with eating disorders, they are having anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa කියලා eating disorders දෙකක් තියෙනවා. ඒතර ඒ දෙකේදී වුණාම සමහර දෙක anorexia nervosa අය කන්නේ නැහැ. bulimia අය කාලා vomit කරනවා ඒ වගේ. I mean that also related with appetite ne. Some they don't have the appetite. Appetite එක එන්නේ නැත්te because of their thought. ඒ thought එක දැන් කොහොම හරි appetite එක එන්නේ නැහැ. ඒතර appetite එක නැහැ කියලා කියන්නේ එතන function එක less function වෙන්නේ. The hippocampus, sorry, the hypothalamus is being less functioning. Hypothalamus එකේ හරියට වැඩ වෙන්නේ නැතුව ගියාම තමයි මේ කන්න බැරි වෙන්නේ. සහ සමහරට overeating. කිසිම control එකක් නැහැ. ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට අපි special needs අය බබාලව ගත්තාම they are having, I mean they don't have a control at all. හාල් කිලෝ එකක් දුන්නත් කනවනේ. කිසිම control එකක් නැහැ ගොඩාක් ළමයින්ට. I mean the hypothalamus එකේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක්. I mean appetite control එක. Right? Right. The other one is amygdala. So the amygdala is one of the important organ because like in the amygdala, like it is a very small organ. I try to show you. Can you all see this thalamus part is you all can see, under the thalamus it's been hidden, like under the thalamus and in between the pons කියලා තියෙන්නේ
Yeah,
pink
between
color
the,
එකක්. Yes,
the
in
pons
between
viral.
that. Yes, so the amygdala is there.
It is like an almond shape.
Yes. So the amygdala is why I said it's very, very important because of the memory, right? So it plays a role in emotional laden memories, especially emotional memories, right? And the other one is amygdala is emotional memories and I mean emotional memories come sad හැම දෙයක්ම memories වලට අයිති වෙනවා. And the other important role is it is the pleasure seeking organ in the body. Pleasure control. Pleasure කියන එක control වෙන්නේ amygdala එකෙන්. දැන් මේක හරිම important. හොඳටම highlight කරගන්න. මොකද pleasure කියන එක අනිවාර්යෙන් memory එකට මොකක්ද organ එක තා memory එකට අපි ආවේ නැහැ hippocampus තැනට. memory එකේ main organ එක hippocampus. pleasure වලට main organ එක amygdala. And the endocrine system එකේ major gland එක pituitary gland. So those are the important points. Right? So the amygdala can thamai that means implicated with the sexual feelings and the other pleasure and also fear, rage, happiness, everything. Emotional memories, especially pleasure. So when it comes with smoking, drugs and alcohol, so their main targeted organ is the amygdala. So in the tobacco, when the people are smoking tobacco and tara, chemicals, drugs, within a few seconds, it goes to the once we breathe it, then we smoke breathe karane tobacco and tara chemicals. So to make chemicals, as soon as we breathe, inhale it, it goes to, the brain. Part of man brain as soon as it goes to the lungs and then it goes to the brain. How fast it goes means that whatever the media is transferred very quickly within few seconds, and then it go and touch the amygdala. So once it touch the amygdala, tobacco and tara is able to enhance, stimulate the amygdala. එක තමයි අර මිනිස්සු addict වෙන්නේ. That those chemicals, they tend to stimulate the amygdala, and then stimulate karama, the amygdala is being addicted to that, stimulate වෙනවා. So stimulate වුණාම, so හිතන්නකෝ දැන් we inhale 5% කියලා. So the 5% වලට ඔන්න දවස් ගානක් එතකොට amygdala එක stimulate වෙලා, it's been very pleasure and it release the pleasure hormones. Right? It's the pleasure hormones tama release when, and we are being very happy and comfortable. So then what happened with the time, on මාසයක් දෙකක් එහෙම ගියාම, our nature of the body is, our nature is being adapted to the environment. Adaptation feature එකක් මේ human body එකට තියෙන්නේ. Whenever the situation is happen, whenever the situations are going on, our physical body and the mental psychological body is being adapted. දැන් අපි සමහරලාට කියනවා emotional situation එක හිතන්නකො relationship breakup එකක් හරින්න අපි කියන කාලෙත් එක්ක හරියයි ඔක කියලා. With the time it will be solved කියලා. ඉතින් ප්‍රශ්නයක් විසඳෙන්නේ නැහැ. what the real thing was, our psychological, mental situation, mental function and the physical function is adapted to the situation. අපි ඒකත් එක්ක deal වෙලා adopt වෙලා වැඩ කරන්න පුරුදු වෙනවා. ඒකයි වෙන්නේ. problem එක එහෙමමයි. කාලයක් යද්දි problem එක කිසිම විසඳුමකට එන්නේ නැහැ. අපි ඒකත් එක්ක ජීවිතේ ගෙනියන්න පුරුදු වෙනවා. I mean we being adopted. That's the only thing happens. So even after 10 years, if somebody come and ask about that problem, it's still there. Haven't found any solution for that. But we don't, I mean, sometimes we don't need to find the solution either, because we're being adopted and it's been a normal situation for us. Likewise, so whatever the stimuli given, external stimuli given to ourselves, so then our body is being, organ is being adapted for that. Our chemicals is being adapted for that, and we are not being satisfied with the given percentage of chemicals. The ඊළඟ දවසේ එක සිගරට් එකක් බොන මිනිස්සෙට ඒක මදි. මාස 6-7ක් යද්දි දෙකක් බොන්න ඕන. ඇයි අර අපේ ඇඟ අර ප්ලෙෂර් එකට දැන් අඩොප්ට් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? Even the alcohol is the same. Drugs are also the same. දැන් පොඩ alcohol වලට වඩා drugs කියන එක very fast. Even the tobacco, tara වලටත් වඩා drugs කියන එක very very fast. Heroin, and there are so many ඉතින් දැන් අද නැති නමකුත් නැහැ. Sand තියෙනවා, ice තියෙනවා, sugar තියෙනවා. So many names are there. මම දැන් ඉස්සරහට මොනවා water කියලාත් taste එක දවසක් යද්දි I mean we never think the sand, sugar, salt ඔය වගේ වචන වලින් drugs හැදේ කියලා. So there are so many, and I mean it's really fast, right? But alcohol is little less rather than that. So however, the main what is the main function in these drugs, alcohol and tobacco is it's touch the amygdala, and then our bodies get used for that level of hormones which release within our body. Is it clear? Did I make any sense related with amygdala and pleasure?
Yes. So
Right.
amygdala's overall function is like it is the processing of emotions.
Processing of, yes, emotions, I mean emotional memories and pleasure.
Pleasure.
Mainly pleasure. It says, මම මෙතන දාලා නැහැ, but it says pleasure seeking organ. So that is the thing we do say. So the activation of amygdala is very high with the drug addictors, smokers, and the alcohol addictors. So that is the thing. If we say they need to go for a psychological, I mean to a psychiatric and get the treatments. Only the psychiatric can give the treatments for these brain functional hormonal issues. නැත්නම් මනුස්සර පිස්සු නෙමෙයි. කිසිම එහෙම තත්යකකට කියලා නෙමෙයි අපි psychiatric කෙනෙක් ළඟකට යන්නේ. So these people, they need to go for a psychiatric. Then only they can get the treatments, because they really need to have a medication to reduce the function of amygdala. ඒ hormonal level එක අපි imbalance කරේ නැති වුණොත්, I mean they really wanted, but once they come to the addictors, then ඔය severe addictors ලා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට they themselves come to the clinic. උස්සගෙන යන අයත් ඉන්නවා, බලෙන් ගෙදර අය. හැබැයි they themselves come to the clinic. සමහර වෙලාවට ග්ලම් වෙනවා. ඇවිල්ලා කියනවා අනේ මම we want to treat, I mean overcome with this situation. It's really hard now. Didn't think like that this will ended up like this කියලා. හිතන්නේ නැනේ. Because like 500, I mean දැන් heroin හිතන්නකො 500ක් ගත්තා කියලා. 100ක් 200ක් කොහොම පටන් ගන්න ඉතින් චුට්ටකින් පටන් ගන්න. So they don't think it okay, just 500 per day. Eta සතියට එකපාරක් පටන් ගන්නවා. Just 500 rupees per week. So it's fine and giving a fun also. My God, what a fun! Like we are in a fantasy world and we can forget all the problems what we have and having all sort of things, and we being really stressed out. And I mean, what would happen? Like just take this thing just a week. It's fine. කියලා කියනවා. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට පටන් ගන්න වීඩ් වලින්. වීඩ් කියන්නේ ගංජානේ. ඔයකෙන් පටන් ගන්නවා. වෙන්නේ මොකද වෙන්නේ? I mean the body is getting addicted. ඊට පස්සේ සතියට බෑ හැමදාම. හැමදාමත් ඊට පස්සේ උදේ හවස. And sometimes morning and afternoon is not going to enough. පස්සේ උදේ දවල් හවස. ඒක කරන්න පුළුවන්. 500 ගාන ගත්තත් 1500ක්. ඒතකොට දවසට 1500ක් කියලා කියන්නේ ඉතින් සතියෙදම 6000ක් විතර. And for the month 24,000. Who can be afford like that? So then like it is a red line for that. Oh my God, what would happen? Like I can't. And then the person also sometimes try. එහෙම ගොඩක් try කරන අය ඉන්නවා, they tried but they can't. Why? Because of this amygdala function. Amygdala එක දැන් අර තුන් පාරකට හුරු වෙලා, quantity එකට හුරු වෙලා. So then amygdala was like releasing hormones and kind of that. And once it's not given, they are getting bodily symptoms. We do say they are bodily symptoms. So the addictors, they get bodily symptoms like sweating, shivering, palpitation. They find difficult to fall asleep. They are getting nausea, drowsy, less of appetite. They have no, sometimes they lose the appetite at all. And sometimes they don't get the sexual interesting, and also like lethargic, no in energy, no energetic features, have no interesting to do any work, kind of that. So ඕවත් එක්ක දවස ගෙවන්න බෑනේ. ඒ බොන මිනිස්සු එහෙම ගොඩක් වෙලාට කියන කතාවක් තමයි උදේට කාලක් ගැහුවේ නැත්නම් මගේ ඇඟ වෙවුලනවා. That is that, because like they really don't want to drink now. They really don't want the alcohol now. The thing is they are getting shivers. ඇඟ වෙවුල වැඩ කරන්න බෑනේ. Have to work also. ඉතින් කාලක් ගහලා වැඩ කරා. Right? So our bodies get addicted. All sort of things happen because of this amygdala function. Right. I hope it's clear for you all. Any questions? Because I talk about this a lot, because like even once you all go for a counseling settings one day, you all have to have this idea, the functions of brain කියන එක, especially amygdala කියන එක. මොකද දැන් classroom එකකදී උනත් ළමයින්ගේ සමහර behaviors වල this could be happen. And also especially when we are coming to the counseling settings, like with the addictors would come, and also like sexual desires, problems would be there. Just giving advising is not enough. So why we are doing the brain functions? Because just giving advices is not enough. I hope that you all can get some idea then. And hippocampus එකේ, thalamus එකේ, limbic system එකේ වෙන දෙයකට අපි advice එකක් දීලා වැඩක් තියනවද? No, because through advice we can't change anything with the brain function. Only the medication is there and the psychotherapies are there. Right. Any questions before moving to the hippocampus?
Ma'am, excuse me.
Yeah.
I lost the connection about 15 minutes ago. Can you tell me that which part did you do?
I did the amygdala.
Okay, ma'am. I'll go through. If I have any doubts, I'll ask you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can go through the record once you get that also. Yes. Right.
Okay,
so the next one is
Excuse me, miss.
yeah.
In amygdala, you were saying that this is leading with drugs, like the pressure we get through drugs also, this is leading with this, right?
Yeah.
So if like the drug addict people, like they wanting more, like they feel to have more drugs, is it because there is some problem with this amygdala, or it is working too fast? I didn't understand that.
Not problem with the amygdala, because they were the normal people. They were normal people when they were in their childhood. What would happen is, so just for an example, you think, so per day that one of the man got used to have 5 gram just 1 gram කියලා ගමුකෝ. 1 gram would බොන්න බෑ. 1 gram කියන්නේ ගොඩක්. Just we'll take 1 gram. I don't know what is the English word for that. Kanghanda, have you all ever heard Kanghanda?
don't know, miss. It's okay, some
Yeah.
part. Let's make it as
Yeah,
just
no, it is something like, I mean, I mean, that heroin කියන එක, I just to say, like, how expensive is it? කංහැන්ද කියලා කියන්නේ cotton buds. Have you all seen cotton buds?
yeah.
Cotton bud එකටත් වඩා පොඩි එකක්. It's very small, right? So ඒ amount එකක් තමයි 1000. Just imagine. ඒ පුංචි amount එකක්. Like, even like once when I go to the, I just saw after I went to the clinic settings, I know when I see and my psychiatric show me this is the kanghanda, I was like, what handa? It doesn't look like a handa at all. Because it's a very, very small one. ඒක තමයි 1000. මන් දන්නේ මේ දැන් කීයද කියන්නේ දැනුත් මම හිතන 1000 තමයි. That is the least price. හිතන්නකො පොඩ්ඩක් how people are being really poor කියන එක drugs වලට ගියාම, especially parents of these people. So then we'll just assume 1 gram කියලා. So if the person take 1 gram, so then it goes to our brain. I mean, the whatever the beep එකක් කියලා හිතන්නකො, sorry, smoke කරන එකක් කියලා. So that air goes to the lungs, mix with oxygen, and then it goes to brain, and then I mean it mixes with the it goes to the our heart and mix with the blood and goes to the brain. So once it goes to the brain, so it goes to the amygdala also. So amygdala also one part of the brain, and the blood goes everywhere. So the blood goes to amygdala, and then once the blood goes to amygdala, so these drugs have kind of effectiveness which stimuli the amygdala, because amygdala is the pleasure seeking organ. Pleasure එකක් ගන්න stimulate වෙන organ එක තමයි amygdala එක. Even through the sexual activities, if we have a problem with amygdala, I mean, people don't feel that sexual pleasure. The people who have problems with sexual activities. So, like with the family counseling, with family therapies and all, when the people come with the problem with sexual activities and especially related with erections and the lacking of sexual feelings, pleasure kind of that, and they refer to the psychiatric because they need to have medicine for the amygdala. Because if the amygdala is not function, and if there are slight problems with the amygdala, so people don't get the pleasure. So in here, I mean, they are lacking with the things, even with the normal and brain function. So this goes to the amygdala, and then once it goes to the amygdala, it's been stimulated. Then stimulate වුණාම ඒක amygdala එකෙන් පිට වෙන hormone එක pleasure hormone ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි වෙනවා. The pleasure, I mean the mostly dopamine hormone. So the dopamine hormone is being the pleasure එතන amygdala එක stimulate වුණාම amygdala also connect to the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland එකෙන් dopamine කියන neurotransmitter එක release කරනවා වැඩිපුර. ඒතර ඒක release කරාම we are being happy and we are being really having enjoying pleasure and all. And then හිතන්නකෝ hormone 50% 20% release වුණා කියලා. වෙනදාට release when 10% usually, but after taking the drugs, so it releases 20%. So then within our body, with the time, our body gets used for that 20% of happy hormone. එතකොට දැන් අරක drug එක ගත්තේ නැති වුණාම stimuli වෙන්නේ නැහනේ. ඒතර 20% නැහැ. 20% නැති වුණාම once our body addicted, so our body looks for that. මොන හරි දෙයක් නැති වුණාම අපි හැමෝම බලනවානේ. ඒ වගේ body එකත් worry වෙනවා. ඒ worry වුණාම තමයි we are getting all sort of I mean some sleep problems and sometimes like appetite problems. So again, so they නැත්නම් දැනෙන්නේ මුලින්ම වෙන්නේ like body is being neutral. දැන් කාලෙත් එක්ක අපි ඔන්න ඒ ප්‍රමාණයම ගත්තාම we don't feel the same I mean the happiness and same fun pleasure what we feel earlier, because body is being adopted for that percentage. ඒක දැනෙන්නේ නැත්නම් obviously I would say අයියෝ මට එදා වගේ දැන් දැනෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා ඔන්න තව ටිකක් ගන්න. එතකොට 1 gram එක 2 grams වෙනවා. To get the same pleasure, to get the same amount of pleasure. ආයෙ ඔකත් එක්ක යද්දි so then 2 gram එක 5 grams වෙනවා. To get the same amount of pleasure. Right, that's happening. So I mean, if even then once the body is getting adopted to that 5 gram කියන ප්‍රමාණයට adopt වෙනවා. එතකොට ඊළඟ දවසේ 1 gram ගත්තට අර 20% pleasure එක හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. That's what they being increase the amount of drugs and tobacco and alcohol and all day by day. Am I making sense for your question?
Yes, miss. Yes, exactly. Thank you, miss.
Okay, the next one is hippocampus. So the hippocampus is the one, it's also another main organ which really deal with memory. The memory එක දවල දැක්කා frontal lobe එකෙත් තිබුණා, limbic system එකෙත් we talked about, and mainly it talks about in the hippocampus. So hippocampus is the main organ which main hub of memory. So the children, especially now it's deal with children. So children who have problems with, the memory. Some memory එක ගත්තාම there are the long term memory තියෙනවා, short term memory තියෙනවා, working memory. There are 3 types of memories: short term memory, working memory and long term memory. එතකොට memory එක hippocampus එක function වෙන එක අනුව තමයි depend on the function of the hippocampus how long they would remember the things, how speed they will process the information. කොච්චර ඉක්මනට දේවල් මතක තියාගන්නවද and කොච්චර ඉක්මනට ඒව trace කරගන්නවද, how fast they would trace the things, the information, sensory informations that they experience. Is it clear the hippocampus function of hippocampus?
Yes.
Okay, just give me a second, my screen got stuck. So mostly the kids who have, the intellectual impairments, especially with memory, so they are having problem of neurons, or some brain damages could happen in the hippocampus. Then only they are getting the memory problems. And also like the elderly people, after 40s, 50s, kind of that, mostly it's a common disorder, dementia. So dementia එකෙත් dementia එකේ මුළු brain එකට මේක බලපානවා, but hippocampus එක ගොඩක් වෙලාට damage වුණොත් in their later life, they are having severe memory problems. Right, we'll talk about dementia later. Right. And the other one is pituitary gland. So I talked about pituitary gland earlier also. Pituitary gland is the major gland of endocrine system. Yes. So main gland in a sense, this is a major gland කියලා කියන සිංහලෙන් කියන ග්‍රන්ථ කියලා, where they release hormones to the bloodstream. So pituitary gland is the person who get all the decisions and control the endocrine system, and giving all sort of alarms to other gland for the kidneys and also for thyroid and the other glands, pineal gland and all, for everything, glanoid and all, just to release the hormones and control the hormones. Right, so it is located in the brain. Major gland එක කියලා මතක තියාගන්න, that's it. Any questions so far? Yes, do you all have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Right. So then we'll move to hindbrain. So hindbrain, hindbrain kelat kiyenawa. So hindbrain. So in the hindbrain, the picture also given. I hope you all can understand. I mean, find the picture from there. So hindbrain's main organs are cerebrum, pons, medulla, and brain stem. So brain stem is the thing under this brown color එකට තියෙන පොඩි stick එකක් වගේ, that is the brain stem. Okay, so hindbrain is very important. එකත් very important because දැන් අපි ඔකට කියන hindbrain එකට මේ මොනවාද more I mean වැඩිපුර පේන්න තියෙන දැන් ඔතන pons කියන කැලේ නම් පේන්න නැහැ when it takes with the pons and all everything is inside, but the cerebrum එකේ අර මොනවාද frontal lobe ඒවා තිබුණු තැන brown color තිබුණේ cerebrum එක. So the cerebrum, the part of the cerebrum can be seen when it takes the brain out, I mean the external viewpoint of brain. All the others are being hidden. And I'll just talk about the brain stem. Brain stem is connected to the backbone. The අපේ සුෂුම්නාව කියලා කියන්නේ back stem එක backbone එකට තමයි connect වෙන්නේ. And that is that we do say sometimes like if there are some accidents happens and if something has got wrong with the brain stem, the පිටිපස්සේ මොලේ පිටිපස්සේ behind the brain, and in just linguistic viewpoint we do say kuda mole, podi mole, small brain, ඒවා කියලා කියනවා. So with there, like if there are some damages happened in there, so the people could be there, paralyzed, and there could be the physical unconsciousness and control would be, they could lose the control and all movement of the body if there are some damages happen for this brain stem as well as for cerebrums and all. Right, cerebellum. So the cerebellum, it's kind of a little brain, as I mentioned earlier, podi mole, kuda mole, එහෙම කියන එක. And it is very the connected similar to the not connected similar to the two hemispheres, because it also looks like two hemispheres as in the cerebrum. The cerebrum, the external viewpoint of cerebrum, also the two hemispheres. Even in the cerebellum, it also looks like two hemispheres. And there is highly folded surface එකක් තියෙනවා. So it's mainly associated with the movement, postures, movement in a sense, body movement, and postures and balance, and also cardiac and the respiratory systems, and the vasomotor, those things you all no need to, but just remember movement කියන එක. Vasomotor and fine motor කියලා කියන්නේ related with small activities, you mainly with fingers, fingertips, and toe tips, kind of that. So however, body movement, gross motor or fine motor, mainly just remember body movements and the respiratory කියන එකත් mark කරගන්න. And people are getting, if there are some damages, ගොඩක් lot accidents වගේ වුණාම, after accidents, meet with accidents, even though they cured and having their day-to-day functioning life, sometimes they are getting all sort of panic attacks in a sense, mainly like after they find difficult to breathe, and after a sleep, kind of that, while they are sleeping, suddenly they wake up with all bath of sweat, with the whole soak of body and bath of sweats, and they find difficult to breathe. ඔය තියෙන්නේ cerebellum එකේ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. If there are some problems with cerebellum, the cerebellum was damaged, the respiratory system is not function regularly. There is a rhythm, like respiratory system එකේ rhythm එකක් තියෙනවා. Even the cardiac rhythm system එකේ rhythm එකක් තියෙනවා. Lub dub කියන rhythm එකක් තියෙනවා. So that rhythm is function controlled by the cerebellum. ඒතර ඕක එතන මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් වුණොත් there would be problem with those functions. And also body balances. ගොඩක් ලාට cerebral palsy. Have you all ever heard that word?
No.
What is the word, ma'am?
Cerebral palsy.
No.
Yes. Cerebral palsy, that's one type of special needs. It goes under special needs. So cerebral palsy people, they mainly have this problem with the brain. So mainly with the hindbrain, they find difficult, they are having some problems with cerebellum especially, and they have problems with body balances. Sometimes cerebellum kids, intellectually they are not impaired. Intellectual impaired sometimes their IQ level is really good. But සමහර cerebellum තියෙන අයගේ IQ level එකත් අඩුයි. කියන්නේ cerebellum එකම විතරක් නෙවෙයි, other parts also damaged, but mainly they are having the damages with cerebellum. But sometimes there is no damages in hippocampus and amygdala and all. So even like when there are cerebellum damages, cerebral palsy ළමයින්ට නැත්නම් අයට තියෙන the main problem is body balance. They find difficult to run, and their running posture is way difficult than the normal kids. And even like when they walk also, sometimes not body is not balanced properly. It goes to one side, and sometimes even the backbone is not steady, kind of that. Even they find difficult to walk steadily at the vela පොඩක් නැමිලා එහෙම තමයි යන්නේ කරන්නේ. And even like jumping is very hard for them. Hopping is of course හිතන්නවත් බෑ සමහර වෙලාවට. And even kneeling down also very hard for them. So those kind of problems are there if there are brain damages are happening here, right? And the other one is brain stem. So the brain stem is the bottom of the brain. So it is with the spinal cord. Backbone spinal cord එක තියෙන එතනනේ. So it connects the cerebrum with the spinal cord. So it's also responsible for very, very important life functions such as breathing, heartbeat, and blood pressure. මෙතන මේ වගේ තැන්වලදී damages වුණාම people find difficult to breathe, and as I mentioned, they are getting often panic attacks. They find difficult to breathe, and also the heartbeat is very high and sometimes very low. ඉතින් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට දැන් accidents වගේ වෙලා and sometimes we do say there are no wounds. කිසිම ඇඟේ physically outside wounds මුකුත් නැහැ, හැබැයි ඔළුව තමයි වැදිලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. එතකොට දැන් brain stem එක වගේ damage වෙලා නම් the breathing, heartbeat එක control වෙන්න තැනක් නැහැ. The heart beating is functioned by the stem, brain stem. The heartbeat එක සමහරට එන්න අඩු වෙලා neutral වෙලා යනවා, blank වෙනවා. ඒකට something physical කිසිම damage එකක් නැහැ. Once the heartbeat stopped, everything is stopped, right?
Ma'am, is that
Yes.
cerebral palsy thing is permanent?
Yes, it's permanent. We can permanent in a sense ඉපදුණු විදිහටම ළමයා ලොකු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. We can improve it, but ඒ තියෙන හැමදේම like 100%. I would say everything is like we can't කොච්චර සමහරලාට තියෙන I don't know, it's not harsh statement, but in my personal viewpoint now, even I know it's very hard to accept, but what I would say is like the parents or the patients or clients whom I meet with, or who people who met also, and currently since I work with special needs kids, I do say like we can give them a kind of independence in life, but we never can assure them that they will be 100% high IQ level and will be like this child. එහෙම කියලා. අපිට normal abnormal කියන තැනක කියලා මෙයා normal වෙයි එහෙම කියන්න බැහැනේ. Whoever like normal or abnormal or whatever the final target is, the child would be independent in the society. ඒකනේ thing. So we can't assure the IQ level of it, but we'll find out the talents of the child and we can enhance the talent of the child, whatever the particular talent. And also definitely we can set the child to be independent. Independent කියලා කොහොම ඉතින් එකේ categories තියෙනවා. ඉතින් සමහරලාට sometimes it also depend on the severity, minority, and the level of the situation, cerebral palsy level of the situation. So everything is like level of the situation, because there are severe cerebral palsy kids and there are moderate cerebral palsy kids. So mild cerebral palsy kids, so the mild diver thing harima, I mean like we can make it more independent. Sometimes they do study but they need some help. But sometimes like with the physiotherapy, frequent regular physiotherapies, they'll be fine. ටිකක් weight එතකොට ගොඩක් තියෙනවා functions. Dieting කරන්න ඕනේ, diet schedule එකක යන්න ඕනේ, physiotherapy දෙන්න ඕනේ regularly, and also occupational therapy is needed. And we do say like water therapy is very very essential for them. ඒවා කොහොම කරගෙන ගියාම they can mild IQ level එක තරමක තියෙන අයට, moderate if they have IQ level, yes. But sometimes it is severe cerebral palsy, severe autism, severe Asperger's, severity තත්ත්වයකට එනවා කියලා කියන්නේ IQ level එකක් ගැන we can't keep with the child kind of that. But that also we can train the child to be independent. Of course we can make the child to be independent day to day ආගේ වැඩ කරගෙන. ඉතින් ඒ ඇත්තිනේ නේද? ඉතින් කරදරයක් නැතුව ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් නේ. යාට wash එකක් දාගෙන ඇඳුමක් ඇඳගෙන පොඩක් sandwich එකක් එහෙම හදාගෙන ඉතින් එහෙම මේවා කරගෙන යාට තනියම යාගේ පාඩුවේ ඉන්න we can train the person. Right?
What about the lifespan?
Lifespan, good question. It's depend on that. I would say ඉස්සර නම් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට special needs අය ඉතින් අවුරුදු 30 40 එහෙම වුණාම ඉතින් ගලන්ගේ lifespan එක ඒ වගේ. But now most of the times, because ගලන්ගේ lifespan එක කෙටි වෙන්නේ, mostly they are having දැන් ඔතන තියෙන problems දැන් ඔයගොල්ලන් දැක්කා නේද? I mean the respiratory controlling තියෙනවා, heart controlling, cardiophysic controlling තියෙනවා. So what the problems එනවනේ, they would definitely having the problems. Those days like I mean the medical technique is not good enough, kind of that, and also like intervention was not done properly. They are getting respiratory problems, they are getting thyroxine issues, they are getting heart problems, and their lifespan would be less. But now we think පොඩි කාලයක් යද්දී අවුරුදු 2-3 හොමෝම යද්දී once they are going for regular medical treatments, regular clinics and all, I think lang thyroxine problems anduna ganna ikmanata. Eතකොට thyroxine වලට බෙහෙත් දෙනවා. And the other one is heart problem. Eතකොට most of them they are having heart issues, so that's also being detected, and heart surgeries, open heart surgeries එහෙම කරනවා. And the other one is respiratory problems. Even for that also, I mean the treatments are there. And the other one with the diet plans and all, ඉතින් thyroxine now sugar එකත් වෙනවා, diabetic ප්‍රශ්න, but ඉතින් diabetic and the other one cholesterol එකත් ඉතින් diet through under diet dietitians it's been controlled. ඉතින් දැන් වෙද්දී special needs ආගේ life span එක වැඩි. සමහර අය 60s 70s උත් ඉන්නවා. Right?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, the last, not last, yes, next one is PONS. So PONS is, yes, it's kind of a bridge between various parts of nervous system, right? And the cerebrum and cerebellum. Just remember that PONS is connected to the nervous system, Kayla. Right? Just you all can just remember like that. PONS is connected with the nervous system, and the other one is like it controls the mainly the main function of it is it's responsible for biting, chewing and swallowing, right? Biting, chewing and swallowing. දැන් මෙතනදී ගොඩක් වෙලාට තියෙන brain damages වුණාමනේ. So then sometimes දැන් accident එකකදී වගේත් ඔළුවට ගොඩක් තුවාල වෙලා හැම වෙලා නම් ඒගලන්ට හපලා ගිලින්න බෑ. Then we are wondering like ඉතින් කන්නේ කටින්නේ why happened, like brain එක තමයි damage, what is happening, like it's been done with the mouth නේ ගිල ගන්න බැරිද කියලා. But thing is swallowing is controlled with the PONS. එතකොට ඒතන message එක හරියට ගියේ නැද්ද? Everything is message passing. Okay, now I take the food. Then සමහර මම hospital එකේ කියලා කියන්නේ once we went for this Ranaviru Sevana. So they are like I don't know whether that patient this person is still there. He is physically he's fine. Good damage වෙලා නැහැ. අත පය කකුල් ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. අර ඔළුව විතරක් වැඩ කරන කෙනා නෙමෙයි. ඒක නාවන මම හිතන්නේ පෙන්නලක් තියෙනවා TV එකේ. He's that not person. This one like everything is fine. ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. එයාට move කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. But he really fine. ඒ කියන්නේ really කියලා කියන්නේ of course he can't. දැන් කටට කෑම දැම්මහම තියන් කියන අරින්නෙත් නැහැ. දැන් චුට්ටක් කටට හැන්දක් වගේ දැම්මම ඇරෙනවා. ඇරිලා තිබ්බහම like not swallow chewing හපන්නේ. කටේ කෑම තියන් ඉන්නවා. So then everything is given liquidized. Liquid කෑම තමයි දෙන්නේ. Liquidized ones food are given for this this person. And also it's through the stain බටයක් දාලා එහෙම තමයි දෙන්නේ. Because he has a huge very huge operation. When we asked that doctors over there, they said he had gone through a huge operation, brain operation කියලා. අතනම් අතපය චුට්ටක් move කරනවා kind of that, but he is in a wheelchair. හැබැයි කන්න බෑ. the obviously the damage was happening cerebellum, pons and all. Because like everything is now අපි කටට කෑම ගත්තාම have you all ever thought කොහොමද ඔක වෙන්නේ කියන එක? Because like when I take the food for my mouth, then I'll feel the taste, right? ඒක taste එක දැනෙන්නේ කොහොමද? It goes to the nerves. Okay, then මං ගත්තා ඒක රස ඒක absorb කරගත්තා whatever the taste, and suddenly quickly within I don't know which millisecond it goes to the brain, and I identified okay, yeah, it's bitter, sour, it's that day වගේ දා කාපු එක වගේමයි. So it comes to the memory, and then sometimes I throw it out, and sometimes it's yummy, okay, I'll have it කියලා කන්නේ because of that. Again, it's been connected with the nerves. So a hapannet, like then from the points it gives the message and all. Okay, now you have to chewing. Then hapannone. Okay, now it's fine. The chewing is fine. Now swallow it. Then gilinone. කියලා. සමහර special needs බබාලම කැම දුන්නාම හපන්නේ ගිලිනවා. හොඳටම. It's very dangerous sometimes, like ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් fruits වගේ මොන හරි දැන් දෙනවා නම් if you all ever, I don't know whether you all, if you ever get a chance to work with special needs kids, kind of that, we are very careful with food. සමහරට හපන්නේ පැඩස් කාලා ගිල්ල දානවා because like they don't have that function of message pass when that message is not passed properly. Okay, now we have to chewing. Okay, now it's enough, now swallow it නෑ. සමහර බබාලා අපහපත් ඉන්නවා සමහරලා හරි train නැති වුණාම it's been trained through occupational therapy. ඔහි ඉන්නවා අපහප සමහර වෙලාවට. I mean this is happening because of the damages of the pons. So that is the thing you have to remember. Pons is being responsible with biting, chewing and swallowing. Right? And also for the breathing also. But අරක තමයි main maker. Right. So the last part of it is medulla. So the medulla is, it's also part of the brain stem and it helps to transfer the messages from brain and the, transfer the messages to, from brain to the spinal cord and to the muscles. Spinal cord, brain එකේ තියෙන අපිට දැනෙන දේවල් brain එකට යවනවා and then the reactions what we have to do, it also comes through the neurons and then for our body ඔය transcript එක ඔය මේ process එක වෙන්නේ it's controlled by the medulla, right? So once I explain the nervous system, you will understand what is the process of nervous system, how the information goes to brain and how it comes down like that. Just remember that information processing is controlled and is mainly controlled by medulla. Any questions? I hope you got some idea because what we want to emphasize is all the actions, what is happening within our body is controlled by the brain කියන එක. මොකද එතනදී ඕනම දැන් අපි සමහර නොකා ඉන්නේ සමහර වෙලාවට දැන් පොඩි බබෙක් සමහරට and the other one thing is අපිට බබාව හොඳට අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන් එක අපි කෑම දුන්නාම කන්නේ නැතුව කෑම වලට අකමැත්තට කන්නේ නැතුව ඉන්න එක නෙමෙයි. Like they do that, just keep the mouth things within the mouth and wait ne ඒ තියෙන්නේ කාලා හොඳට කාලා later on like they don't like it නේ. කියන්නේ මම කතා කරන්නේ. But when we are starting the solid food නේ මාස 7න් 8න් වගේ පටන් ගන්නවනේ දෙන්න. එතකොට කන්න අපහසුයි නම් කටේ තියාගෙන එහෙම ඉන්නවනම් පොඩ්ඩක් you have to concern on that. මොකද්ද මේ why is that කියලා? If it is the normal brain function එකක් නම් they eat it, they just don't keep it within the mouth and wait. And the other thing is when the child doing the milk sucking kiri boddi even with from the mother kiri swallow කරන්නේ නැත්නම් කට දෙපැත්තෙන් වැටෙනවා නම් එහෙම swallow වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් වැඩිපුර ටිකක් swallow වෙනවා වැඩිපුර ටිකක් වැටෙනවා එහෙමනම් like you have to concern on that and have to go to the doctor and tell it. Those are the little bit of symptoms of brain dysfunctions. Right? Clear?
Yes.
Right. Did I make any sense? Like I hope you got some idea related with organs. So again, you all go through it, right? Sometimes it might be it might be difficult to understand the whole note, but I gave the whole note. If you go for higher studies or sometimes degree or something, this note would be benefit for you all. That's what I just give that. So just highlighted what the points I make. So you go through that highlighted points. If you have any doubts, you can come across with that. We can discuss it tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. So then we'll continue nervous system for tomorrow. And also I'll discuss with the assignment we all have to do. Right. I'll give that tomorrow for you all with the deadlines and all. Yeah. So. Okay, so then we'll if you don't have any questions, we can finish the sessions for today and we'll start the nervous system tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay then. Right. Okay, be safe. Then we'll meet up tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
good night.
Okay,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
Okay, good night.
කතා කරපුයි සිහියේ වඩපුයි ළඟ පාතකවත් මේ ඉර හඳ යට හමුවී